What up?
I'm using my Surface Pro this time, so hopefully we should have fewer problems. You might be able to see me better too.
Right. I see Black Panther.
And I see that. Oh, that is a gorgeous Dark Knight poster.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah.
Malcolm 10? I've never seen that movie.
And let me show you the screen.
No, I saw Malcolm 10.
What is that?
That's the projector. That's just cable guy, but that's just the projector. This is a 110-inch screen.
Never seen Cable Guy either.
Do you even watch anything? What do you even watch?
It's fucking casual. You didn't know?
I mean, first off, I have an extensive library of movies that I bet I could name that you haven't seen.
Name 3.
Hold on.
Cali Park, it's not Atlanta. Lithonia, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Claycoat, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Decatur, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Gwinnett, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Roswell, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Fort Park, it's not Atlanta. Nope. Lynburn, it's not Atlanta. Look, the North, it's not Atlanta. No. The South, it's not Atlanta. No. You niggas, it's not Atlanta. No. You bitches, it's not Atlanta.
Good morning, headed out listeners. This is Sharon coming to you from the Quiet Storm. I just wanted to inform you of a little incident that happened. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulty, we unfortunately lost the first 35 minutes or so of the podcast introduction. So unfortunately, you won't be getting all the witty banter that we do in the beginning. But you did miss a hilarious conversation about Devin having never eaten chicken and dumplings. I do not know what's wrong with him, how in his big grown age has never eaten chicken and dumplings. But you missed that. He also discussed all the trash movies that he watches, mostly about baseball. But you missed all that. So we'll make that up to you at a later time. But I still wanted to come and give you a little context about what we'll be discussing. Atlanta.
Hey, I listen to a lot of podcasts. They're my top source for news, information, and entertainment. So when deciding to start our own podcast, we went with Anchor as our hosting partner. Anchor is free to use and it's so easy to get started instantly in your podcasting journey. They have loads of creation tools to really make your podcast stand out. You can record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer, or even import your own pre-recorded file. You can add sound effects and music into your episodes. You can be as creative as you want to be. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you across all the major platforms like Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, and many more. Also, you can even monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership requirement. Everything you need to make an amazing podcast is literally right in the palm of your hands on Anchor. Download the free Anchor app in your app store or go to anchor.fm to get started. That is anchor.fm. Can't wait to listen to you next.
Season 3, Episode 6, entitled White Fashion, written and directed by Ibra Ake. To do that, I brought in a special guest who has been spoken of but has never spoken to you all. So my lovely, beautiful, amazing wife, Selena, has graciously offered her time to help me out to discuss the first part of this episode and give a little context of what we were discussing since that part was left out. So say hello to the listener, Selena.
Hello, listeners. How art thou?
Mm-hmm. Pretend they responded.
Okay. Well, before I pretend they respond, I gotta ask, how in the world has Devin never had a chicken and dumpling, but he can watch Field of Dream in the League of Their Own?
I don't know what's wrong with him. He's never no chicken and dumplings. I don't know what he said. He apparently thought it was like Asian inspired or Asian. Yeah, it's like. I don't know. He said some shady stuff about his mama. I'm not gonna repeat it, but but it was regarding cooking because I was like, okay, all of our mamas made chicken and dumplings, but hey,
let's get this man some soul food sent to him. Oh God, I just don't even.
I
don't even know
told
what to think. I'm supposed to be talking about Atlanta, and I'm stuck on chicken and nuggets.
Exactly. Well, I don't know, but we gonna maybe I'll make some and freeze dry it and send it to them or something like that.
Please and thank you.
Yes. So thank you
for the culture.
For the culture. So thank you, Selena, my lovely, amazing, beautiful wife, who I love very much, for doing this. So Atlanta. In this particular episode, we open in London with a French fashion house named Esco, where the designers are making a new jersey. The design features a caricature of a raccoon called Mr. Spaghetti, who the designer says the kids love, but then in the next sentence, he also says he's a sex god, or the kids love him because he's a sex god. And I'm like, why are you just... Okay, so in one breath, it's a cartoon raccoon, but he's also a sex god, and you're marketing this to children.
Confused. Hashtag confused.
And they mention that they're inspired by Central Park, and they're going to put a number 5 on the back to signify the company's anniversary. Now, when he said he was inspired by Central Park, and then it's going to put another number 5 on it, it did not register to me what they were going to do at all. I just kind of like, this is just Atlanta. They're doing some kind of like, interesting opening. It didn't even click for me. Did it click for you?
Not at all. Yeah, and just going back to Mr. Spaghetti, I'm like, well, is this a play on coons?
Well, that's exactly what I thought, and well, we'll see. It kind of is. Mm-hmm. So the chairman of the board is there being fitted for a suit and just seeing the designs and everything, and he asked, could they send one of the jerseys to his grandson?
Yes.
And the grandson, with his Michael Jackson hair, picks it up out of the box and kind of like, and we see the front of it at first with the raccoon on it. And it's like, okay, this is just a jersey, but on the back of it, Central Park 5. I don't know what you thought. You'll tell me in a minute. I was immediately pissed when I saw that.
Yes. I was not thrilled. One, it looked like a FUBU jersey.
Maybe it was on purpose.
Yeah, so it took me back to thinking about FUBU / how in high school we used to wear these hockey jerseys and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And it had all the ones that kind of stood out the most were like the Blackhawks, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about all the racial undertones that we get into today about those logos and mascots for these sports teams, and I see this jersey with this raccoon on it, and it's taking me back to what we were embracing as high school students in early college years. And I'm like, oh my God, is this what we were representing? Were we coons?
No, I don't even think of it like that. That's a real interesting point where you bring it back to what we were doing in high school, because if you remember, back when we were coming up and we wore the oversized t-shirts or the oversized jerseys, and that we were basically looked down upon or talked about, not just by some white people. They'll look at that as something to, like, why are you dressing like a gangster,
right,
etc. And then our elders would say, you don't need to dress like that, or you try to be a little bit more presentable. Mm-hmm. Now these things are becoming high fashion, and they're being copied by these major fashion houses like Prada, Gucci. Of course, there was a particular situation that happened with Gucci where they had the blackface.
That's right.
They had the blackface sweater with full on red lips. Everything, and I think that's what they were signifying. But like I said, when I saw the Central Park 5 on there, I was immediately, enraged by that. And of course, it's an ignorant reference to the exonerated 5, as they're now known as, of New York, with that case. I don't want to explain anything, listeners. You should know who they are, but if you don't, look up the exonerated 5.
Yes, and the jersey was one thing. The ad right after that was the next thing. I did not like that mess at all.
No, not at all. And because they had these black guys that are laying down next to this white girl wearing the jersey, and it just brought all kinds of racial imagery trauma to me, and I was like, okay, this can't be happening.
Right.
This was an episode. They weren't like
everything was on the nose in this episode. It was really, they were subtle at all with what they were trying to say and what they were trying to talk about.
No, there was like that poster to me was the CRT version of the Central Park 5. Okay, there's this picture I've been seeing on Facebook of this guy who did a painting of what CRT is known as like whitewashing history, right? It's like you have all these historical figures and he has his white paintbrush. It is a white man paint over Dr. King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman. And so that to me was whitewashing the story of Central Park 5.
You know what? That's a great point. And it's because like now they were ignorant to it, but still they were making it fashion. They were making it fashion. They were making it fashionable for their white buyers. Yeah. It's like they're mocking. They're mocking this. You know, ignorantly mocking it, but still mocking it all the same. So, because what they wanted to do, they wanted to break into the quote unquote urban streetwear market. And like you said, that ad with those 4 black guys, and I think it was like one black lady in there, just surrounding her, and the picnic was just like, you know, it was just awful. But because of the backlash, the fashion house contacts Ern and Alfred to help revamp their image. They want to use Alfred to properly apologize to the community and making him a part of their diversity committee. Now, he won't get paid for this, but they do offer to donate to a charity of his choosing. Alfred takes the opportunity to say, okay, well, I will do it, but I need 3 suits, which we assume that the suits are going to be for him, Ern, and Darius, which I think they are wearing later on. And he wants free tailoring, and he wants all other kind of free clothes for like 3 years.
Yes.
So, and they was like, oh wait, but hold on, okay, but we'll do it, but you know, chill. So they give it to him, and then Ern later on, while Alfred is being fitted for the suit, Ern is like, well, don't you think this is kind of like an Uncle Tom move?
What's up? We can talk later. No, nigga, say it now, man. He don't even speak English anyway.
This feels like an Uncle Tom photo op. Why are we doing this?
Man, you know how hard it is for me to get like designer shit free for my stylist in Atlanta? And this way, I'm plugged in.
Yeah, but you can buy all this shit.
I shouldn't have to, man. We work too damn hard. This way we get free gifts, runway seats, free designer bags for the thoughts, man. Shit, my trip gonna completely change.
You're not worried about, you know, what the streets think?
The streets? What, man, fuck the streets, man. I shot niggas.
Finito. Should be 2 hours.
All right, gracias. Reputation, man. You trying to tell me that you wouldn't take any of these free designer gifts, free shoes? You wouldn't do that?
If it was me, yeah, I might still do it, but I'd make sure they put me on the board for at least 5 years so I could learn the infrastructure. Then I start my own program. Like, teach black people how to reinvest in their communities. Like, help out black entrepreneurs and business owners, like a reinvest in your hood campaign. Something that might actually help people.
Oh, Lord, man, I don't know why I asked, because I knew you was going to be on that spook sitting by the door, Martin Luther King, Ebenezer Baptist Church shit. God damn, man. Like, and you know what they do to that dude every time?
Yeah.
Say it with me.
They killed him.
Thank you, man. Try them shoes on.
And because like, what are the streets gonna think? And Alfred is like, man, fuck the streets. I shot niggas. So you know, so I think this is like, of course we all know Donald Glover. Donald Glover is a person that, you know, he has a certain sense of style about himself. He has partnered with brands and things of that nature. I don't know. Did you think anything about how Alfred was going about it? How did you feel about how Alfred was approaching this?
All right, so I looked at that as in a different lens as a business owner. Okay. And so when I see all this whole D&I thing, right? I don't even call it like a good thing. It was just there, just blatantly in our faces. And it, you know, even though I'm not in entertainment or anything like that, I saw this as, oh well, we need to make the numbers look good real quick. We're going to put forth this quote-unquote initiative, and it's not really giving systemic change. And so when Alfred said, well,